सुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं लंगायते गिरिं कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण. So yesterday we were discussing about Krishna chastising Arjuna. We'll try to further discuss on that today. Ashoshan Anvashoshistam Pragnavajan Sabhas Gata Sunna Gata Samsya Chanti Pandita. The Lord is actually chastising Arjuna for a reason. So there is nothing here in this world which gives satisfaction. People are fighting. There is a ceasefire. Again, they're fighting. Again, there's a ceasefire. They have expectations. It's not meeting. They're fighting again. What is all these things? That means I have a desire that has to be fulfilled. It is not fulfilling. I'll redo it again. It doesn't matter how people are impacting, how the market is affected. Nobody is caring of anything of them. A lot of people will die. If leaders are thinking like this, where is this place heading to? I'm just thinking about this. Why? Because if you actually see, so many people in this world, they have a lot of aspirations. Everyone has a goal. Everyone has an aspiration. They want to lead a life. Everyone wants to lead a better life, right? From the big personality, the biggest person in a particular country, up until the lowest person in that particular, everyone has a desire. Everyone wants to fulfill them. They have needs, they have requirements. They have to satisfy everything. So this nation is designed to fulfill everyone's desires. The Lord has created this place so that everyone will get an opportunity to fulfill their own desires. Now, a point to be noted is when Krishna chastises Arjuna, how is he reacting? We don't see Arjuna revolting to Krishna, or we don't see Arjuna counter speaking to Krishna. What is that attitude? That's not a normal attitude. For example, if somebody is chastising or using some heavy words towards us, we generally don't talk to them or try to stay away from that. But we don't understand why are they speaking like that. For example, if a person doesn't have any relationship with us, it doesn't matter where we are, we can simply ignore that person. Now, Arjuna is receiving chastisement from the Lord, and that chastisement which is receiving from the Lord is something not ordinary. Because whatever Lord does is special. It doesn't matter. For example, you're looking for something, but that is not manifesting. You're continuously looking for that again and again. It's not manifesting. It's not yielding any tangible results to that. So when you don't see any tangible results to that, what do? You tend to go to the other activity. Example, you don't see any results. But a sober person, what he does is, even though he's tending to go to the other aspect, whatever he's supposed to do now, he's not halting that. Because he knows Lord is observing everything. My actions, my activities, my deeds, my will, my desire, everything is watching. He might not give it today, but that doesn't mean that he will not give it to us. He will give it tomorrow, or he might give it next life. He might give it 10 years later. He might give it in the next body. We have no idea. But the Lord definitely gives it. The problem is, how much is the faith? We can stretch one's faith towards the Lord, especially towards the words of the Acharyas, up until some extent. I can stretch it further, some more. I can stretch it further, some more. But there's a limit to everyone. Every sadhaka has a limit. If that limit extended, then he will react. Because he cannot accept out of that. That exactly happened to Arjuna. That exactly happens to every jiva in this world. Everyone has their own requirements. Please understand here. Nobody is aloof from this three modes of material nature. If we are here, we are affected by the material nature. Because this nature is meant for that. Nobody is free from that. But here an interesting aspect, when Krishna is chastising Arjuna, oh, you know what Arjuna is doing? Arjuna is accepting everything as is. That is the reason why Arjuna's name is even today, we are glorifying him. It's not an ordinary thing, dear devotees. Arjuna accepted every situation. It's not easy. Just like Lord Ramachandra, he accepted everything. Every difficult state. His pure devotees are none different than him. Arjuna did accept that. That's why we discuss about him today also. We see why Lord has spoken to Arjuna only. This is qualified. He deserves to hear that. He deserves to gain that wisdom. And who Prabhupada actually mentions, whoever falls in that category, that means whoever is trying to follow this as is. For example, there's so many people can put us down. You're still very nice to them. You have that quality. For sure. For sure. So many percentage they might put us down. But we never feel that they're putting us down. That is the best thing. That means that attitude should be cultivated. Please understand, that is what Gita is teaching us. Gita is making us strong internally. For example, you are looking for a position, you're looking for name, you're looking for prestige. These things cannot be accomplished. You're looking for something, you'll not get it. If you are looking for something, you'll not get pure devotion. I'll repeat it again. If you are looking for something in this world, you'll never find pure devotion. That is too far. That will go too far from us. But Arjuna is not like that. Arjuna is giving up everything, still he is in a difficult state. Please understand, there's a beautiful aspect to meditate. Arjuna is giving up everything. For example, if I'm looking for any name fame, anywhere, doesn't matter, India, America, US, Europe, Egypt, doesn't matter. Spiritual world, doesn't matter. Anywhere we're looking for name fame. We will not be, we will not be successful in that. Never. We will never be successful in that. Here, if anyone is looking for any name for dear devotees, I'll tell something. If he is receiving chastisement, he cannot accept. Assertion, Anushoshastam, Prajna, so Krishna is using heavy words here. Krishna is telling, Arey, you're speaking big, big words, but that is not worth of a grief. What you're speaking about, then it doesn't have any value. That means it doesn't have any existence. Just like this body doesn't have, actually we think that this body has value. It doesn't have it has value. We discussed about this. It has value only because the soul is present. If the soul is not there, this body doesn't have any value. That means even though you have earned billions of dollars, if the soul lives outside this body, this dollars, this body, no connection. कुछ connection नहीं है. Not a single paisa connection is there. Now, why am I telling this is, every person in this world is looking for something. After coming to Krishna consciousness, we should leave that. If as a service, if something is given to us or somebody else, if we or that particular person is doing it, if you are accepting it as is, then that is good. That means whatever you are receiving, you're doing it as a service. That's okay. But you shouldn't hanker anything. You shouldn't have any motive behind it. Because these are the synapses which we have to keep in our consciousness always. Very important, because if the consciousness is not being designed in this way, then the perception or acceptance of Krishna consciousness cannot be perceived. Just like Arjuna is receiving chastisement from the Lord. Actually, he was not expecting chastisement from Krishna. That was a shock for him. Arjuna was sharing his heart. He is in complete grief. He is crying. He cannot hold the Gandiva. He is sitting. Actually, he's in a shell shock condition. At that moment, any person in this world will expect some solace. Is it not? Don't we expect some solace? If you are very down, you expect from your spouses, that's okay, don't worry, things will shape up. We groom each other, right? Don't we do that? It's a normal thing, right? You see what Lord is doing here? Chastising Arjuna left and right. Oh, what you thinking? Do you think this what you're speaking is great? No. Chastising left and right, that's completely different thing what Arjuna was expecting. That was the least thing which he was expecting from the Lord. Please understand. That's the least thing which the Lord is expecting from him. But that is what he got. And another important aspect is Arjuna's acceptance of those words. That is the beauty in Krishna consciousness. For example, let me tell you something. If by the mercy of the Lord, you've been given something, if we accept it as is, just as a mercy of the Lord, that's great. No, Arjuna's acceptance is completely in a different plane. Actually, that itself is a proof that he's in the internal energy. See, Arjuna's state of consciousness at that particular moment, see, if the heart is not well, do you think Krishna will speak that? Krishna doesn't know that what kind of heart Arjuna does carry. Lord knows everything. Lord knows about our heart also. Actually, Krishna consciousness is not speaking. Krishna consciousness is not just hearing. Krishna consciousness is the application. That's why nobody will understand this sense. It's difficult. Krishna consciousness is, I'm telling again, Krishna consciousness is not also speaking, Krishna consciousness is not also hearing. No, that means that doesn't mean that we don't speak or we don't hear. We should do that. But what is the most important thing is the application. How am I taking? For example, one devotee comes and tells, "Oh, Prabhu, you did great service." Actually, a couple of devotees from US they came. He said that I'm in the school today. Couple of devotees from US they came. Because they're telling Prabhu, you did that, you did this, you did good service, you came to our place. That was very nice. I immediately remembered the spiritual master and then immediately changed the topic. So we're not here to hear that. That's not our state. Our state is not to hear that. Please understand. Actually, this science of Krishna consciousness, in this science, we are not here to remember or hear our glories. No, that's not the point. What is the point? When anyone is glorifying us or when we are glorifying others, the state should be very humble. The acceptance should be, now the state, my spiritual master give. It's not me. Every person should actually feel that this is actually given to me. This is not an individual thing. This is not an accomplishment. It's not like a material desire. It's not like a material degree which we accomplish. Even that material degree is also sanctioned by the Lord. There's nothing, actually, to be honest, there is nothing material in this world. Everything is spiritual. But the way we see depends on our consciousness. Because our consciousness is not right, we see that as material. If the consciousness is right, we see everything as spiritual. So where is the difference? It depends. It is the difference is in the consciousness. For example, we are all sitting here. We are all trying to discuss. For example, all of a sudden, the Lord has removed the intelligence. For example, the next moment, all the intelligence is taken away. Everything. Everything is wiped off. We don't know who you are also. Somebody is calling Neela Govinda Das. You know, you're seeing here and there. That means we don't know who we are. We don't know. We really don't know. At that state, can we perceive the mercy of the ancestors? Can we perceive the mercy of the Lord? Can we perceive what He has given to us? No, we cannot perceive anything. That means even to perceive the intelligence or the mercy of the Lord, for that also we need special mercy. That means to feel the mercy of the Lord, we need mercy. That mercy comes through intelligence. Please understand this. It's important. That means to feel the mercy of the Lord, He should give that mercy so that we feel the mercy of Him. There are billions of people in this world. Everyone has mercy, but can they feel that mercy? They cannot feel the mercy. Is Krishna not giving them mercy just like He gave us that mercy? Every jiva in this world has got that mercy. When I was coming from Kavali to Ongole in the truck, the driver is driving the truck. Now he knows how to drive. All of a sudden his intelligence is removed and he forgets everything, how to drive. In the middle of driving. You know what is the state? What is the condition? We don't know. That means he cannot drive all of a sudden. Everything is Greek and Latin to him. What can he do? He cannot do anything at that state. Now, what is that benefiting him? Is anything, is he benefiting through that? No. It's a failure. That means who's protecting him? Is the Lord who is protecting him. That means at every step, can't we see them? Can we see the mercy? Yes, definitely. At every step, we can see His mercy. Prasad is mercy. Hearing is mercy. Chanting is mercy. Discussing is mercy. Seeing devotee is mercy. Doing service. Sitting and doing some service is a mercy. Everything is a mercy. Where don't we have mercy? We have everywhere. The mercy is flowing everywhere. As this Arjuna was perceiving in his heart, Even the chastisement from the Lord is taken as a mercy. That's why he's reacting in a positive way. Please understand. Please understand how Arjuna is actually accepting this great words from the Lord. Generally, if a person is down, if the other person is chastising, what is the state? Do we understand? Let's say we are down. The husband or wife is coming to they're doing left and right. You're full number on, you're this, you're that, you're not. You're fit for nothing. You know how you feel to them? You'll be down. You're already down. You'll be down further. You'll be down further, or you will revolt because the krodha will come from the heart. Because you're already down. You're already down means it's tamo. You're already down. And in that state, the other person is chastising us. Then what happens? Krodha will come. Kamesha Krodesha, because your desires are not fulfilling. That's why we are down. Because Arjuna's desire is not fulfilling. That's why he's down. But even though his desires are not fulfilling, even though he's down, still the chastisement of the Lord is actually uplifting him. What is this? This is a proof that he is in the internal energy. This is a proof that he is a pure devotee. Dear devotees, these are the examples to see who is a pure devotee. Please understand. If you know who is a pure devotee, then you will take that pure devotee association. Otherwise, you will not take it. You should know. हमें मालूम होना है. What is a pure devotee? What is his consciousness? How does he feel? What does he do? What does he eat? How does he walk? Everything has to be known. If we at least know, we will aspire for that pure devotee's consciousness. Through that pure devotee's consciousness, someday we will also become pure. By their mercy. Not by our endeavor. Jiva independently cannot do anything in this world. Please understand. वो कुछ कर नहीं पाता. He cannot do anything in this world. He needs mercy. Arjuna has seen that mercy through the chastisement of the Lord. Krishna is chastising Arjuna. Through chastisement, he is seeing the mercy. Generally, if other person is chastising us, we don't talk to them. This is natural. This is normal. But here, Arjuna is not only running, he's not running from there, but he's taking more shelter. Actually, this is an indication that Arjuna is in the right and perfect consciousness. A disciple and the spiritual master's relationship is this very deep and intense and perfect. What is a deep, intense, and perfect? Accepting everything as is. Now, this kind of relationship we need to establish. Now, this will not be established in the spiritual world. We need to establish that here only. That consciousness has to be built here. उधर नहीं, उधर जाने के बाद this will not be manifested over there. Please understand. We have to develop this consciousness here. If we have this consciousness, then we can chant continuously. Srila Prabhupada tells, if the mind is disturbed, you remember the Lord by picking up the beads, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram Hare. When you chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then what is happening is, slowly mind is pacified. You don't have to do anything. That means remembering the Lord at that moment is the important aspect which we have to do in our lives. Is that not something special? It is so special actually. It is not something extraordinary. Actually, it is not something ordinary, it is extraordinary. It's something special. Because what is happening? The consciousness is in the control of the Lord. Now, when we are taking the shelter of the Lord, the consciousness will be controlled automatically. Now, where is the mind coming from? So coming through consciousness only. As the consciousness is contaminated, mind is naturally contaminated. As the consciousness is looking for so many unwanted things of the world, mind is naturally looking, mind is naturally going behind it. When mind goes, senses will also automatically go. When there is a deity or then there is a picture of the lordships, we can see that picture in different ways. We can see that picture through the form of servitude. We can see that picture through the form of gratification. We can see that picture through the form of motherly affection. We can see that picture through the form of friendship. That means through different levels of consciousness, the same picture is being shown in different, orchestrated in different ways. It's a picture only, but orchestra of that picture is manifested in different ways. Same picture, same awareness, same Krishna conscious, but person to person taking the science is different. Now that taking the science of difference is coming, it should not be independent. It should be authorized. Just like Prabhupada explains, there are so many post office boxes. In India, you have red color post office boxes. Now these post office boxes are in red color. Now, if I go and put the letter in the post box, it will go to the destination because the post box is authorized. Let's say there is a green box. That's a trash can actually. If you put the letter in that box, will it go to the destination? Both are boxes. One is red box, the other one is green box. Do you think it will go? It will not go because it is not authorized. That means authorization. What is important? Authorization is important. If my vision is correct, if my perception is correct, then everything will be correct. That vision and perception should be given by the Acharya. That means it should be authorized. Through the authorization only we should think. Through the authorization only we should come to the state of Smarana. You see, the Smarana, what Prahlad Maharaj is actually doing, is authorized by spiritual master Narada Muni. That's why he's seeing the reflections and realizations in his consciousness. That means wherever from which source is hearing is the source is the authorized source. Because that person is heard from Brahmaji, who is actually epitome for our Sampradaya. He's a root acharya for our Sampradaya. That from that person Narada Muni is heard. That means Prahlad Maharaj's hearing is authorized. That's why you could see the presence of the Lord. No, Shukracharya also spoke. Shukracharya spoke. Bali Maharaj heard also. Shukracharya told to Bali Maharaj that Vishnu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he said, don't accept to his words. Because he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He'll take away everything from you. Then Bali Maharaj, he would hear that and then began to think, is this authorized? It's not authorized. What is authorization? Accepting to the words of the Lord. But this is rejecting the words of the Lord. So what he did, he rejected the authority. Now that rejection is not coming through arrogance. That rejection is also coming through humility. See, following the truth means humility. See, humility doesn't mean that you are great, Prabhu. Who said that is humility? For example, if I am telling Prabhu, you are great, and then you are seeing everyone, oh, Prabhu, you see, I am doing this, Prabhu. Everyone else is not doing it. So, Prabhu, I am great. This is actually not humility, this is arrogance. Because what am I doing? I am judging the other person. That's the greatest mistake, actually. There's a blunder, actually. Krishna consciousness, there's a blunder in Krishna consciousness. Humility means not like this. Humility means sticking to the principles. Humility means following the words of the acharyas. Prabhupada says, if there's a need to be heavy, one should be heavy. That is also humility. Hanumanji was heavy. At Lanka, Hanumanji was heavy. No, he did not take permission from Lord Ramachandra to burn Lanka. He understands the heart of the Lord and then he did it as a service. Great, this is what one should do. This is humility. Humility doesn't mean that humility is not meek always. Humility is strong also. At times you should be strong. That is also humility. Or we should understand how those words are coming. If they are coming through service, perfect. Go ahead. Very important. But for that, in that means, see, Hanumanji burnt Lanka because he's killing the demonic mentality. But now in Kali Yuga, we don't have to do that. We cannot do that. We will be sent to the jail. So where we need to change? In Kali Yuga, we should change in the heart. That means Hanumanji heart is not changed, or Hanumanji is already changed. He's doing it as a service. Just like Arjuna did it as Arjuna killed everyone in the battlefield as a service to the Lord. Not through his arrogance. That is also humility because he's serving very nicely the Lord. Serving the Lord very nicely. That is also real humility. So this thing we need to address. It's important. Because what is motivating anyone to practice Krishna consciousness is our role models. What is a role model? And not just that, what is our target? Where do we want to head to? What is our destination? What should I do? How should I lead my life? No, these things are our role models. So this we need to understand. Not just understand, we need to follow strictly. We should abide to this. Please understand. That means the state of grief in which Arjuna is. Now that is also great, because if that state of grief is in complete tamoguna, he wouldn't have reacted in that way. Now that grief is also in the mode of goodness, not even goodness, transcendence. Now why it is in the state of internal energy? Because Arjuna's reaction to the words of Arjuna, to the words of the Lord, is a clear indication in which state he is. That means for us to be in that divine state, we should take more and more shelter of the Lord through his words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Through his names, through his form, through his pastimes, through his leelas, through his understanding. When this is done, then we are great. Great in the sense we are in the right track. The sadhaka can never be great. Sadhaka doesn't want to be great. Not here to be great. We are here to please our superiors. Actually, Bale Maharaj displeased Shukracharya. Through displeasing Shukracharya, that is also pleasing the Lord. Please understand. He displeased, but that pleased the Lord. How do we know that the Lord is pleased? Because Lord became his gatekeeper after that. That's a proof that the Lord is pleased. Likewise, our Trinadapi Sunichana should be based on time plus circumstances. There is a need, it should be heavy. Please understand. No, that heavy should be process driven. We should be authorized. That means we should be responsible for that. Any outcome is coming through that. We are the responsible personalities for that. That means there are so many other things behind that becoming heavy. We should be careful with our dealings. We cannot be heavy to anyone in this world. Krishna also manifested that. Krishna was not heavy to Duryodhana. In one way, he's heavy because he killed him later through other devotee. Because he's not in a position to hear. But Arjuna, for Arjuna, it is not that. For Arjuna, one word is required. Because Arjuna is feeling that relation. Now that is the beauty in the process. Again, humility is not just in one way, it's multifarious. If we have good attitude, good respect, internally we have good consciousness, then few heavy words to the other person, that also is for their upliftment only. And that heavy word should also be used very tactfully. How is that should be used? We should glorify them in the first, in the middle use heavy, and conclude by glorifying them. Because not everyone will be in the state of Arjuna. Now Krishna did not do that, but we have to do that to maintain relation. Because we are in this world, we have to maintain relation. It cannot be just like that. For example, if I'm just heavy, we are just heavy with everyone. Do you think they'll come to us? They'll speak to us? No, they will not come to us, they will not speak to us. Actually, in Gita, there is a sloka where Krishna says, one should use words in such a way that it should be pleasing to the other person. No, that is also there. This is also there, that is also there. That means you should feel so much relationship just to use those heavy words. I remember for 4 or 5 years having association with few devotees. Even though I speak to them regularly, I'll not use heavy words to them. I remember to one devotee, we both here together from our spiritual ashram. I talk to him regularly. We discuss the truth, have good relationship with them. And then I said, how many days you'll stay in US now? Come back. I felt that was heavy from my side. Not just 1 year, 2 years. I said 5, 6 years of association. I said, how many years you stay there? You're already 51, come back. I felt that was heavy. Because why am I telling that is to convey the truth can be conveyed. I will never compromise in speaking the truth. When we are discussing, we'll discuss heavy truth, heavy absolute truth, everything pertaining to pure devotion only. And what are the obstacles are there? We try to combat that obstacles from our consciousness. Yes, that is important. Consciousness has to be curbed. Consciousness has to be clear. There's no compromise in that. Truth, no compromise. If we are compromising the truth, there's a problem with us. To never compromise the truth, but conveying the personal message, direct message to that person. For that, a lot of relationship should be required. We don't know how the other person will take it. We don't want to hurt them. So to manifest that, what first has to be done? Good words in between, the heavy stuff, and at the end, again good words. Conclude. Okay, Prabhu, I spoke this, but still you are a good sadhaka. You are practicing very nicely. Please continue. Don't take this to the heart. If you think that is pleasing to you, you do it. Otherwise, you just continue where you are. That's okay, Prabhu. Please don't worry. Please don't worry. It should be concluded like that. This is Kali Baba. People are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Have to be, have to be kept in that particular state. Now, how many of them are very serious practicing Krishna? It's difficult, it's rare. Somebody might be looking for name, fame, somebody might be looking for some position. That's not Krishna consciousness. If I'm looking for any of those things, if that is being given as a service, that's okay. You just use it, take it, move forward. But we are not here for that. That's not our state, that's not our consciousness, that's not our position, none of those things. Please understand, that's not for us. That's not for us. Again, I say that is not for us. We are not for that. For example, if the other person is getting that, or you should appreciate. Oh, Krishna, you should appreciate the Lord. Oh, my dear Lord, you have inspired this devotee to be in that street. That's great. Yes, he should be that. He should lead it. I will just serve him. Is that not been seen in the spiritual world? Spiritual world, oh, one person might be leading. Tulsi Amma, she is leading. Everyone else are serving her. Everyone else are happy leading, seeing Tulsi Maharani serving, leading the group. They're not dejected. If they're dejected, they're not there. Likewise, if one devotee is leading, then we should follow them. Is that not Krishna consciousness? That is exactly Krishna consciousness. It should be our state. Dasa. Why? This is basing my spiritual understanding. This is a relationship. This is intensification. That will give us satisfaction to the heart. Hare. We'll stop here. Anyone would like to add anything? Would like to share? The chastisement hearing from the Lord or the spiritual master or the pure devotees is the greatest benediction for us. If anyone is feeling in that state, then progress is in good state. If they are not feeling in that state, progress is not in good state. There's a problem, the consciousness. What they'll do, they'll just wait. They'll not do anything else. They'll just wait. Hare. So this chastisement from the Lord to Arjuna, Bapre, can be discussed further. It's great. It's a great subject. That means the intimacy of the relationship is only seen through this. Please understand, intimacy comes through this only, not any other way. Hare Krishna. It's a different rasa, different experience. But when we feel the relationship in that way, then we can experience it. Otherwise, it's difficult to experience that. If you are running too far, if you are too far away, then these things will not come. If those things are not coming, then we don't know how to progress also. It becomes difficult. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone would like to add in? Would like to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Prabhupada, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, very nicely you explained about this chastisement, which is required for advancement in spiritual path, Prabhuji. Because I feel like if I do not have the guide to mentor, to chastise me, to give, to show me the right path, then how I will progress? I feel like very secured when I feel okay. I have Shiksha Guru. I have like they are guiding me. That way I can progress, Prabhuji. So without that, it's not like it's not possible. That's and you said so nicely. And also I have to keep my mindset that to accept that chastisement, and it will come through the relationship, building the relationship. Feel like, oh, my Shiksha Guru is there, and he will, or he or she will guide me if I have question, I have problem in life, if I have less focus. So it's so important to have this, Prabhuji, that guidance. And thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for sharing that. Because the more the relationship is intensified, the more we feel their presence. And then when we feel their presence, not just the presence, the truth is already entering into our heart now, because attitude is nice. Because Krishna is pleased with that. Krishna is so pleased with our attitude. I'll tell, how the transcendental knowledge has been kept in the sadhaka's heart is, transcendental knowledge is kept in the sadhaka's heart through his attitude. If the attitude of the follower is great, His acceptance of truth will become natural, and he'll get realizations also in the heart. He's not doing anything externally. All he's doing is good attitude. And then hearing nicely, trying to follow the truth as much as possible. That's a great. Because why we discuss more on relationship is because that is what is there in the spiritual. We need to cultivate that here. We see a fellow devotee, when we appreciate those devotees, what is happening with the heart? I was just discussing with few devotees, was appreciating really from the, I was really appreciating them. You left your software job. There's one devotee, another devotee, he left his software job, he was working in Hyderabad. He left that. And he's serving very nicely. He's doing menial services also. I said, Prabhu, this is great. It's very inspiring. He said, Prabhu, don't tell like that. I cannot accept any of those things. See, the attitude is a great attitude. Krishna is so pleased, he's so good to that attitude. Because we worked for like big company, Perfusion or some company. So he said Perfusion. So good company. He worked in Hyderabad for a few years. Then he left that job, serving here nicely. So what is happening? See, if the basic thing is covered, he's not worried of anything. He's not worried for like a big fancy home, a big villa or this, that. I don't know where the world is heading towards. When I see these jewels in the community, it's great. It gives a lot of inspiration, a lot of hope. Because this is truth now. Now, how is that manifesting that? How is that truth is manifesting in his heart? He simply felt the relationship. He's seeing the presence. He's accepting the words of the superiors. Srila Prabhupada's words, superiors' words. Krishna is so pleased with that. Krishna is pleased with small things also, dear Lord. That's why he says Patram Pushpam Palantam. He's not expecting so many big things. He's just watching our attitude. Your attitude is right, he'll take us. He will give all the mercy. Because everything, mercy has already been given. Just the change in the consciousness has to happen. We need to perceive that. This science is very beautiful. See, we don't know, the world is very uncertain. We don't know how things are shaping up, how things will go about. It's difficult to assess. Because which person is in which state is difficult to know. The leader, the top of the person of the country is sitting there, is crooked. Then entire nation suffers through the crooked attitude, through the crooked mentality. Entire nation suffers. Entire nation suffers. Inflation, so many problems. Why? One person in the top is crooked. That was the reason why Krishna said Duryodhana has to be down. People don't understand this. When we see these crooked personalities on the top now, then we understand, why Krishna wants Arjuna to be on the top. Why Krishna wants Yudhishthira to be on the top. Because they're not crooked. They're pure souls, devoid of everything. When those pure souls are there in the top, everyone around them, under them, they're happy. That's exactly I see in this community. That's why I said this community is down. Because why? Why this community is down? Because this is not being run by crooked. This is being run by pure soul. When pure soul is driving, then what is happening? Everything else around them, they also get that aura, they also get that desire to practice pure devotion. That means the whole place becomes vibrant. That means everyone will be aspiring to practice pure devotion. Now, how is that coming? Not crooked personalities being on the top. Just like Parikshit Maharaj, when he was ruling, everyone were following peacefully. Yudhishthira Maharaj trained Parikshit Maharaj. And then he left. Now that training which he received from Parashit Maharaj, that continued for next 700 years. This is a beauty. But now today, do we see that society? No. We don't know from where the bomb will come, who will hit whom. People are crazy. I don't know where the country is heading to. Actually, this year is very bad. I remember Sricharash telling last year only to us that 2026 will be very bad. It's bad. By that, we are seeing it now. Up until this point of time, it's very bad. People are fighting, quarreling, killing each other, homicide, mercilessly, ruthlessly. Where is this heading? What is this simple desire? They want to be the center. This is a desire. If anyone in this world, if we want to become center, we will face problems. Because that is exactly the material nature will come in. If you want to become center, and that moment material nature will come. She will come and then kick us left and right. I remember Sri Chavastri told us when he first established this school, he said he was thinking about thought multiple times who should be the principal of the school, which devotee has to be here. Multiple times. And then he decided 2 years back, a devotee. The devotee is doing great. Because now I see his decision is great. The devotee is doing wonderful services. Very tireless, selfless person. So when we see a selfless person electing another selfless person, what happens? Selflessness comes. That means the society, just like Yudhishthira Maharaj, trained up Parikshit Maharaj, and Parikshit Maharaj ruled the entire world for 100 years. That's great. So do the communities will be uplifted. Because now that's what Srila Prabhupada mentioned. We should have good communities. Communities will be groomed up, should be groomed up with Krishna consciousness. And then the community should actually aspire for pure devotion service. That is a beauty. When we aspire for that, our consciousness will be changed. We will actually feel the presence of the Lord more and more in our heart. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else would like to add, or else we'll stop it here. Hare Krishna. Please pray so that this world will become. Please pray that at least our consciousness will be improved, and then this peace and prosperity which should come in this world. Everyone are suffering so much. It's crazy. It's crazy out there. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.